As a kid, I literally wanted to be everything on this earth. And when I finished my KCSE, I will not sit here and lie that I passed. I really failed. Kazi ya kushuka, kazi ya beauty, it's not a career, you know. And I remember when I went back home, hey, nilikuwa naambia mamangu, Mom, oh my God, your salon iko na flat screen. Your salon iko hivi. Yani nilikuwa namwambia anashtuka, anafurahi. She was really happy for me. Wahu and her partner asked me, do you have a page? And I was like, yeah. So I showed them my page and they were just surprised. They were like, you're the one who did this. They didn't believe all the work on my page was me who had done them.
Gone are the days when impressing people was the in thing. When going to posh hotels just to get mirror selfies with high-end phones was such a big deal. Despite doing all this, a void sat deep down my heart. I needed to know my purpose in life, and that is when I decided to start the journey of chasing dreams. Walk with me. But before that, let's go back to where it all started.
So nikawa kwa Wahu, and it got to a time on my side, job wasn't that, okay, my income wasn't, yes, nilikuwa nimegrow. I was now earning better than how I was earning at the first salon. But I started feeling like I wasn't comfortable with the fact that I wasn't sure what I was going to earn at the end of the month, because every time your salary, your income fluctuates. Today you get this amount, the next month you get, because the flow of clientele is different every now and then, you know. So nikaanza kufeel tu nikama na need better, na need ku make more income. How am I gonna grow myself, you know? So nikaanza kufikiria, and at that time the in thing, sijui kama it was at that time ama bado hiki kitu inaendelea, ilikuwa ukienda Dubai ndo kuna pesa. So I started saving nikiwa kwa Wahu, nikakuwa tu na save pesa zangu pole pole, nikipata income kuna ile pesa nilikuwa naeka kando ya ile time nilikuwa stories za ulevi na nini, so najua hii ni a party. And then portion of it najua hii ni savings, hii nao ni ya kutumia. So I kept on saving, and I remember one of my colleagues who we became friends, tukaanzanga tu kusave pamoja, tunauliza na wewe umesave, unajua tunataka kupanga venye tuende Dubai. So I started researching on how can I go to Dubai, nipate job enye, you know, my salary is secure, I know every month I'm gonna get this amount, ndo nitengeze do. But I was asking myself, at the end of the day, what's the ultimate goal? Nikishaenda Dubai, do I want to stay there forever? As in, what's the period I want to be there? And what am I doing it for? Nikiwa mtoto, as I've told you, there's so many things that I wanted to do, one of it being music. But I didn't know how bad I wanted music until this point that I had grown, especially at the point when I lost my mom. I found myself writing so many music. Nilikuwa nikitoka job ama nini nakaa naanza kucompose music. Ndio nika realize I really have this desire for doing music. So nikiwa kwa Wahu, when I was saving, my ultimate goal was nitengeneze pesa mzuri, niweze kulipa accommodation na air tickets so that I go to Dubai, I get a job, then I stay there for just maximum of 2 years. I make good money, then come back to Kenya and do music. Imagine that's how I was just envisioning this thing. So nikaanza kufeel pesa napata hainitoshi kusave vizuri nifanye hiki tu haraka. I really want to do it quick and I want to do it real bad. Nikiwa hapo kwa Wahu, well, now I'm still thinking nitafanya nini. Nikaanza ku research ways of going to Dubai, and then one person suggested to me about the lady, I'm not gonna call her name, the lady who helps people to go in Dubai, the famous lady. So nikaenda, because she advises you, akikuona anakuambia whether you're gonna get the job or not. So I entered her office and she was like, yeah, you're gonna get the job. And I thought it was as easy as that, because she helps you get jobs in 5-star hotels there in Dubai. I thought it was that easy, kuambiwa tu you're gonna get the job and that's it. So apparently, unaulizwa, have you been to my school? Have you done foods and beverage? Niko like, what? So I have to go for another course again. Akaniambia, cause you can qualify to get a job. I need you to go to school, to my school, you get trained, then you come back, I help you get a job. So nikaanzanga kuchukua classes, but ikafika time na feel classes zangu time ina conflict na time zangu za job. So I needed to make a decision whether I'm gonna drop this course ama I will hold history ya kazi nisome ndo niende Dubai, you know. So I decided to stop working and start doing a course that hata sidhani na relate nayo in any way, you know. So I started doing foods and beverage. Nikamaliza. It was, I think, a 3 months course. So I went back to the lady. So nikakuwa, I thought ni instant unapata kazi hapo. Nikapata shock of my life because ilikuwa hivyo. Ilikuwa now mnaitwa for interviews, which I don't know if you've ever gone for an interview air hostess, how you find very many people in that whatever interview location. So kufika napata wase kama I think 300 or 200. Niko like, oh my goodness, I didn't know it was gonna be this way. So every time unaitwa interview unapata ni watu wengi, yet you have invested your time, you have invested finances. I thought it's an instant thing. So the more nilikuwa naenda interviews, I'm getting, cause mko wengi, haupati hizo opportunity, hauitiwi job tena, unaambiwa tu kaa huku uitwa, wait for the next interview. I started being discouraged. Nikashindwa sasa life itakuwa hivi, what do I do now? Nikaanza kushift sasa focus yangu. Nikatafuta a different company that helps people go to Dubai as well. Nikaenda, and now for this one it was different. Nilikuwa napeleka documents zangu, but every time ikifika time ya, cause I remember I even connected some of my friends and they got a job through that company. But for me nilikuwa naenda hadi nafanya medical, I pass everything, but ikifika sasa ni kupata opportunity ya job, they call me again, your documents are lost, can you please come and give us more documents? That happened like twice or thrice, and I was like, maybe God is just speaking to me, sifai kwenda hii Dubai. So I started shifting my focus. What else can I do? So ile pesa nilikuwa nimesave niende nayo Dubai, nikaamua I have to think of another way out. That is when I started thinking now about a business. Nikaamua enroll in this online, I'm not allowed to call brands, yeah? In this online taxes where you request, then someone accepts, hivyo. So nikanunua gari. Pesa nilikuwa nayo at first haikuwa inatosha. So God came through for me. More money came in, nikachanga pesa, nikanunua gari. I thank God cause alinenable kupata hiyo gari without loan, cause nilikuwa frustrated, nilikuwa na fears much as I'm enrolling in a new business na watu wanaisifu. I'm not sure whether it's gonna give me good returns or not, cause this is like risk taking. You don't know whether you're gonna get your money back. Now, as you all know, a car is not an asset. It is something that depreciates. So the same way you buy it is not the same way you're gonna sell it. So I remember just the other day when some of the people who knew I'm getting a car were excited for me, or ile guy Vian amenunua gari, for me inside nilikuwa nashtuka zile za what if it doesn't bring back income, nitatoa wapi pesa ingine sasa ya kwanza something new nini. And then I'm still young, because I remember I was 24, I had not even turned 25. So alafu kuna ile expectations friends wako nayo towards you, now you have a car, you know, at 24. Mkienda place wana expect maybe when you pay bills na nini, yet they don't know you've sacrificed all you have just to buy this car as an investment, and it's a risk you're taking because you don't know if it's gonna bring it back or not. So hiyo ndo risk nikachukua. And then I was just thinking, maybe I'll get a driver anifanyie, and then on the side I can keep doing what I love so that my income itakuwa mingi. Na ikakuanga hivyo ndo nafanya, though drivers walikuwa wananisumbua sana to a point I was just feeling like giving up. Nilikuwa na work so hard. I remember during the days I was having drivers who were driving the car. I almost said the brand. I had drivers who were driving now the cab. Alafu usiku mimi naingia. nakumbuka nilikuwa nabeba watu mpaka nabeba people from the club na unapata walevi wananiuliza madam auogopi kudrive usiku na wewe ni msichana, what if something happens to you? But me nilikuwa tu so eager to work so hard so that I can change my story. Kwanza the fact that I'm coming from the ghetto, you know, I want to change the story for my family. I want my generation to have something different, you know. I don't want that to carry on. Nataka kukuwa na kitu yenye naweza sema nilifanya yenye ni, how do I put it, kitu concrete yenye nilifanya to build myself and to help my generation to come. So the more time inaenda, I realized the business was getting tricky because now many people are enrolling in it. Now instead of getting profits, nilikuwa na incur costs, na incur losses, because now drivers were becoming tricky. Some of them don't pay you your money in time. They're giving you weird excuses. Kuna mwingine hata ikifika time ya kukulipa na kupea excuse weird, uko like really, how does that even relate? I remember there's one who was unamwitisha do anakwambia unajua mimi ni yatima, I don't have a mom, I don't have a dad. Niko like bruh, this is biashara, how does your relation, as in you not having parents, relate to this? So I went through a lot with drivers to a point I was like, you know what, it's time nijite mkutano ni realize what I want to do. Am I continuing with this business? Because the more I'm having this car, it's depreciating, you know? So niamue, if I'm gonna sell the car or keep it for personal use, because mi sikuwa napenda kukaa nayo, because I had bought it purposely as an investment. So to me, I felt if the business is not going well, then I might as well just sell the car and do something else. Now that's what I did. I sold the car. Don't ask me what I did with the money. Because you might judge me, you might think I made a wrong choice, but I used the money somewhere. I see, up to date, I see where the money went. Maybe it wasn't the right time to do that, but I did it. So after selling the car, nikaanza kujiuliza now what? Because I had this dream of starting a show about the journey of chasing dreams so that I can help young people to discover their dreams, because I realized it took me time to discover what I really want to do. So it is something that was really in my heart to start a show so that I can talk to people, especially young people who are really confused and people who are having dream conflicts, so that I can help them discover what they want so that they get help earlier, unlike me who had to spend so much time trying to discover who I am and what I want to do. So venye nikauza gari, I now decided to start a YouTube channel because I was ready to start the show. But I was always having excuses. I was like, I don't have a good camera. When I have a good camera, I will start the show. When I have a good phone, I will start the show. And I remember my camera, my uncle is the one who bought it for me. But every time I get something, I was always getting an excuse for a reason why I'm not starting to chase my dream right now. So camera ikikuja niko like, ni venye sijapata sijui do ya nini, ni venye sijapata do ya nini. So I kept on procrastinating. Na nikaona it wasn't doing any good to me because nilikuwa naendelea tu kupush. I feel this is something I would have done back then, but nimeshinda na push just because of procrastination, you know, because every time I'm giving it excuses, you know. So nikaona biashara ya Uber biashara ya cab imekatika. Now what do I do? So I decided to start freelancing, because all this time bado nilikuwa naendelea kushuka watu, na I was doing house call. So I was doing freelancing na house call so that I don't lose my clients. I continue building a clientele base. But ikafika time ikakuwa so hard because now I had become a mom and kuifanya kwa nyumba wasn't easy. I started perusing through social media platforms now on which salons have come up, and I remember having to make a choice of a salon I'd want to work in. And I remember I reached out to Betty Kialo. I sent her a message on her Instagram page, but I imagine because she has like over 1 million followers, many people send her messages. Ni kama hakupata. I used my own means kutafuta number ya manager wa FLAIR by Betty, and I gave him a call. I was like, hi, my name is Vian and this is what I do. You can take a look at my page and see if you would like to work with me. Na akaniambia sawa sawa, I'll look into it and I'll give you a feedback. So hakuwa ananipatia feedback. I kept on reaching out, siku give up for like about 2 weeks. I was just like, just give me a feedback so that I know. And he told me, let me talk to Betty, then I'll give you a feedback whether she has space for someone, because I've seen your job and I like it. So one day I'm just seated and he sends me a message and he's like, yeah, I talked to Betty and she saw your page and she really liked it and she would love to set an interview date for you. Would you come see her on a particular date? We set a meeting for the date and I went. And I remember when Betty came in, at this point nilikuwa nimeanza kuzoea kuwork na influential people, so ile culture shock ilikuwa imerudi chini. So I saw Betty, she entered the office and I remember her asking me, are you sure you're the one who's done? Because before actually reaching out to the manager of Betty Kialo, I invested, I bought good products for makeup, I bought different kinds of hairs, and I remember I set a day for photo shoot. I paid a photographer, my house was the location. I called my friends, they were now my models. I did their hair and makeup, and at that time I hadn't even healed because my baby was like, I think a few months. She was still young. We did that shoot in my house and the photos were so lovely. To an extent, you know, if someone doesn't know, they'll think you didn't do the job. Maybe you downloaded the photo, because that's what Betty was like, you're sure you're the one who's done it? So if I pick a style here, are you gonna do it? I was like, yeah, sure. So we set a date for me and her. I came and did her hair and makeup, and I remember that particular style I did for Betty went viral. I remember everyone was tagging me when people were talking about that hairstyle. People were like, who did that hair? And everyone was just giving me mentions, and it was so humbling to see that people really loved what I do, and they really believed in me, you know. And I started thinking to myself, as a young kid, I didn't imagine that this would have been a career, this would have been something that people would appreciate. To me, it was just a kawaida thing, because growing up, I never had someone confidently saying, I'm a stylist, I'm a hairdresser. Ilikuanga, ule ni mtu wa salon, unajua, not haikuwa inabebwa na uzito, na haikuwa inabebwa kama kazi ya maana, you know. So, my experience in this industry, I think it has changed my mindset, knowing that you can actually learn, you can actually earn from doing what you love. You can actually earn from your talents. Working at Afrosiri, the Wahoo salon, I met people who had different talents which enabled me to grow. And when I got an opportunity at Betty Kialo's salon, I also appreciated the fact that I met people who are so professional. They carried themselves in a way that made you feel even prouder about being in this industry. I met people who carried themselves with class, people who, yani, mtu akikwambia I'm a stylist, uko like, wow, I also want to be a stylist. Mtu akikwambia I'm a beauty therapist, you carry that with so much pride and confidence because of the way people are carrying it there. So that is something that I carried, that is something that I got there that I really appreciate. Yani, knowing that even from this kind of work you can be able to drive people, yani parking ilikuwa na watu wana drive and what have you, yani sikuwa na believe, you know, nilikuwa like, okay, this is really impressive. The mentality the society had is different from what's on ground. Yani mtu anajipush, yani people are going places with just doing what they love. So I worked there for some time. Again, COVID happened. When COVID happened, nakumbuka job ilienda chini. Job kwenda chini, it was of course discouraging because how unashindwa, what next, what are you gonna do? But much as ilienda chini, we were still surviving, and then things started going back to normal. But it figured at a point I felt like it was now time for me to leave FLAIR by Betty. I don't know about every other person, but for me, I felt sad because the team there was like a family. I felt like this is family. So when I made the decision to want to leave, actually, that decision, I didn't make it in just a day. I was constantly having conversations in my mind. Is this the right decision I'm making? Should I leave this job? Is this a good risk I'm making on trying another place? You know, while I'm still trying to figure out whether it's time for me to leave FLAIR by Betty and go to somewhere else, I remember my friend calling me and telling me, Vian, are you okay where you are? And I told her, it's not bad, but I'm actually starting to feel like my time is up here. I feel like I want to grow bigger than where I am. So I am still making a decision whether I want to leave or not. And I remember she was telling me her previous boss is looking for someone who can do a particular style that is called flat twist. And I was like, yeah, I can do it. And she was like, so should I give her your number? I was like, yeah. So she told me, okay, I'm gonna give her your number, and also I'll give you her number so that you call her. So she gave me the number to this boss, but I never called because I still wasn't sure whether I wanna leave or not. While I'm still having discussions in my head whether I should leave FLAIR or not, so my friend Kumbe, she had already given this boss my number. Kidogo, the boss called me. Hi, am I talking to Vian again? Yeah. I've been given your number by your friend, Nini. She told me you're working at FLAIR. And I was like, yeah, why do you want to leave that company and it's so good? And I was like, it's just a personal reason, and hatujakosana na mdosi wangu, but I just feel time is up, but I haven't made the decision. She was like, okay, you can just come, we talk, and you tell me. So kuenda, I met the new boss. Now this time, I felt like it was a culture shock the other way, because now FLAIR by Betty was classy, it was big, it was, you know, great people, celebrities were coming there. It was just on the top, you know, and then Betty is a brand. So even associating with the brand Betty was a big thing to let go. So my current boss wasn't understanding why I want to leave FLAIR to go somewhere else. So kukuja kwa salon yake now, it was a smaller place. So nilikuwa na conflict kwa mind yangu, naangalia hii place nikicompare na mali natoka, niko like, is this a right decision I'm making or not? But already after talking to the boss, I liked the boss, and I liked how she looked like someone who was ready to work with me. She believed in my job already, even without having me there. And I was ready to take the job. And I am glad, because that is one of the best decisions I made in line with my career, because I have grown bigger, I have grown better. I cannot complain. I appreciate, because every other day I keep growing. I got to work with someone who believed in my talent, and she kept on pushing me. And I'm at a place where I can say I proudly, confidently carry this title, stylist and makeup artist, with so much confidence, because I love what I do, and I love the growth I have. And even I didn't stay in that salon for long before us expanding from the small space we were in, and she opened it and made it a bigger space. And now my previous clients that I had who used to come at the classy place started following me, and my clientele base really grew, and I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate God for that opportunity. I appreciate every boss that has ever given me an opportunity to work with them, every boss that has believed in me and pushed me. I do not take it for granted. For every place that I've gotten an opportunity to work with, there's no place that I've left with nothing. I always live better. I always grow. I'm at a place where I feel, yes, I still want to grow more, but I appreciate where I am right now. Like, I appreciate the growth, I appreciate. So to every client that believes in me, to everyone who, you know, refers me, every referral I get, I really appreciate that. I do not take it for granted. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So much as I'm happy with where I am right now, I still haven't figured everything out, and that is why I decided to take guys through this journey, so that they can walk with me and it can be beneficial to every other person out there who's going through the same things that I went through.